I'm photographing in public. That's all I'm doing.
Right, you're being detained until we obtain your details. Okay, now you're under arrest. Okay.
Under arrest for what?
All right, guys, watch this carefully, because this starts simple but escalates fast. A man stands outside a prison with a camera doing nothing more than filming in public. That's it. No crime, no threat, just a lens pointed at a building. But within seconds, officers move in like they've caught something serious. No clear explanation, no grounded accusation, just pressure. Questions start flying, not to understand, but to control. And here's where it gets interesting. Instead of backing down, he stands firm, calm, direct, and fully aware of his rights. This isn't random either. He's there because of a previous incident involving another man allegedly mistreated in the same location. So this isn't just filming, this is documentation. And already you can feel the tension building. Because what should be a normal interaction is about to spiral.
Just a second, sir.
What for? Not doing anything illegal.
Sorry?
You're not going to bully me.
No, I'm not going to bully you. I just want to know what you're doing.
What do you think I'm doing? I'm filming.
Filming the prison, why?
Aye? Because I can.
Why?
Because I can. Because it's perfectly legal. Check it out. Check it out.
Can I read what is it you're doing?
Check it out. Right?
What is it you're believing in, or what is it you're trying to do?
Right. Okay. I live 100 miles east of here. Okay, down Newcastle way. Right. And you guys bullied, arrested, and falsely charged and did an unlawful arrest on a 62-year-old man who had serious medical injuries. Okay. And I'm here because of that. Okay. You've got every right to film in a public place. Every single right. Okay, check it out.
So what is it you're hoping to achieve by doing this though today? What is it you're looking to achieve by filming? What is it you're planning on doing with your film?
Whatever I want. Absolutely whatever I want.
But you've got to appreciate as well that...
No, I'm not appreciating anything because I don't appreciate the police at the moment, to be honest.
Right, I apologise for that.
Listen closely because this is where the tone shifts. The officers aren't dealing with behavior anymore. They start focusing on appearance. A white mask suddenly becomes their justification, as if clothing transforms legality into suspicion. They talk about security concerns, but nothing concrete backs it up. No evidence, no specific threat, just assumptions. And that's the problem. In law, suspicion has to be grounded in objective facts, not imagination. But here, they're building a narrative out of thin air. Meanwhile, the man stays composed, repeatedly explaining he's acting within his legal rights. He even outlines why he's there to highlight a pattern of questionable police conduct. Yet instead of engaging with that, they double down. This isn't about understanding anymore. It's about control, perception, and pushing authority beyond its limits.
Yeah. But you've got to see it from the other perspective as well, surely.
What perspective is that?
Right. You've got a guy that's dressed in a white mask, hiding his identity.
Perfectly legal.
Right. Hear me out. Walking up to a prison, the grounds of a prison, and filming round about a prison. That represents a bit of a security scare.
Oh, how's that? What do you think? I'm gonna break in there, are you?
Well, we don't know. No break in, but you could be arranging for somebody to break out.
What I'm doing is perfectly legal. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
And you're not gonna. You won't bully me.
I'm not.
You won't. I'm telling you.
Try and calm down, okay? Because I'm not here to bully you.
Yeah, well, I come from 100 miles away because I am absolutely incensed by his treatment.
And was that here?
Yes, in Dumfries, outside Gates Power Transmission.
So what's made you come to the prison?
Because this is one of the locations he went to, and I'm doing a story on what happened to him that day, which is probably 5 or 6 days ago. It was on your it's on your Facebook page. 62-year-old man.
The concern, obviously, like my colleague says, is for security, not for
security. Hang on a second.
For all we know, you might have something on you that you.
Right? Here's where things start falling apart. He asks a direct question. Do you suspect me of committing an offense? And the response? Possibly. That one word exposes everything. Possibly isn't suspicion, it's uncertainty. And uncertainty doesn't justify escalation. Yet they push forward anyway, throwing around breach of the peace, while admitting they still need to check if anything even happened. That's backwards. You don't accuse first and investigate later. Then comes the legal confusion. Section 13 being used as a tool to demand identification when it clearly doesn't apply in this context. And here's the twist. The man knows it. He challenges them calmly, confidently, even offering to walk away to eliminate any supposed risk. But instead of de-escalating, they tighten control. That tells you everything about what this interaction...
Do you suspect me of being of committing any offence?
I'm saying for all.
I'm just asking a simple question. Do you suspect me of committing an offence?
Yes,
What offence? What offence? It's no breach of the peace.
We don't know until we speak to the prison staff. They might be worried in there, which would constitute.
That's not a breach of the peace, mate.
Of course it is.
Well, you can try that. That'll be an unlawful arrest if you arrest me.
I'm not arresting you.
No, but I'm telling you.
But what I'm saying
because I'm not breaching the peace.
You've asked me, do we suspect you of having committed an offence? And I said, possibly.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Not at all.
Now,
what I'm doing is perfectly legal.
Until we carry out inquiries, we don't know what we're dealing with here.
Can I have
You're quite correct. You're quite entitled to fill in a public
am I being detained at the moment?
Not at the moment, but what
Right, okay, I'm free to go then.
No, hold on.
No, if I'm not
Please,
detained, I'm free to go.
You're
I'll bid you...
until we obtain your details.
No, you're not getting my details. Absolutely not.
That is an arrestable offence.
No, it's not.
Yes, under section 13.
Right, section 13, you have to have reasonable grounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
To suspect that
You don't
there's
have
an
any
offence.
reasonable grounds.
Yes, we have.
No, you don't. No, you...
Now it gets critical. He makes it clear he's leaving. No aggression, no resistance, just disengaging. And that should be the end of it. But it isn't. Officers block that exit and shift the focus entirely onto compliance. They insist on his details not because of a clear offense, but because he won't submit. And that's the contradiction. You can't say someone is free to go while physically preventing them from leaving. That's not law enforcement, that's coercion. What's even more striking is that he's the one explaining the law, holding printed legislation, breaking it down in real time. Meanwhile, the officers continue invoking powers they can't properly justify. At this point, it's no longer about public safety. It's about authority being challenged, and how far they're willing to go to make...
This old man, you're not going to bully me.
Nobody's
So
bullying you.
I'm just going to walk away and going.
Instead of talking over the top of
I'm going.
Instead of talking over the top of
I'm just leaving.
Okay?
To what we're saying.
Instead of talking over the top of me, let me explain. You're asking me to explain and I'm trying to. Okay? So let me explain.
You're being live streamed.
Yes? I have no problem with
So
that.
you can take my cameras and delete the images, but they're already on the internet.
No interest in anybody's
No interest in deleting
Well,
any images.
listen, officer.
Okay.
If you suspect me of a possible breach of the peace, then I'm just gonna go to eliminate any sort of breach of the peace. Yeah.
How do you mean?
Well, I'm just gonna go. I'm leaving.
No, just
leaving.
all I'm asking is for your details.
No, you're not getting
Okay.
them. No, I'm not required to
Well,
give them.
yes, you do.
No, I
I'm
don't.
just going to explain that to you.
I already know Section 13.
If you let me explain to you.
I know Section 13 quite well.
Right, you explain to me what your understanding
Police
of
Scotland
Section
Act.
13 is.
I know exactly what Section 13 is, mate. As a matter of fact,
Well, tell us then if you're...
why don't you check it out? Because I've got it right there.
All right, guys, this is the breaking point. The moment he refuses to provide details without lawful grounds, everything escalates instantly. Detention turns into arrest, just like that. The justification? Still shaky, still unclear. They lean again on legal powers that require reasonable suspicion, yet fail to establish any real offense. And here's where it gets serious, because once those cuffs go on, liability begins. He even warns them calmly about the consequences: compensation, retraining, accountability. But they push forward anyway. That's the risk when authority overrides judgment. This wasn't a volatile situation. It wasn't dangerous. It was controlled, calm, and entirely avoidable. Yet it ends with force. And that decision? It doesn't just end here. It follows them into legal...
Okay? Yeah, that's Section 13. I've already got it, mate. There. You don't need to look through your book. I've already got it. Okay? That's Section 13. Well, you know what it is. It's right there.
Can I see it?
Well, it's right there. I haven't committed any offence. I'm not a suspect of committing any offence. Therefore, you were not IDing me.
Right.
Simple.
Let me explain to you. Where a constable has reasonable grounds for suspecting that a person has committed or is committing an offence at any place, he may require that person, if the constable finds him at that place
You
or
are
at
not
any place...
reading the first line, are you?
Hold on. Powers relating to suspects and potential witnesses. Okay?
There's no crime being committed, mate.
Well, we don't know that.
Absolutely no crime.
Okay?
Can I have that back, please? Thank you.
So
All right,
yes,
okay, officers.
you're required
I'm going.
to give me... No, you're not.
I'm going. Goodbye.
For your details.
No. No.
You don't
I'm a free citizen. I'm doing... What I'm doing is perfectly legal. Right? I'm photographing in public. That's all I'm doing.
Right, you're being detained until we obtain your details.
The aftermath, where everything gets exposed. The case moves forward, but the core accusation? It collapses. No real breach of the peace, no solid foundation. Even the prosecution concedes it. But instead of ending there, the focus shifts. Now it's about failure to provide details. That's the pattern. When the main claim falls apart, the system leans on technicalities. And that says a lot, because what started as a supposed security concern ends as a weak procedural argument. The process itself becomes the punishment, time, stress, legal battles, and in the end, the so-called threat never held up. So what does this show? Simple. Escalation without grounds, authority without accountability, and a system that struggles when challenged. All right, guys, that's the reality. Raw and unfiltered.
No.
Usually give your details.
Yes, I am.
Then that is an arrestable offence.
Yes.
Okay,
If
now I've explained.
you don't have any reasonable suspicion.
Yes, we have.
No, you don't.
We've been called to the prison where somebody's
For what?
photographing
Right.
and filming the
Perfectly
prison
legal.
in a
Perfectly
white
legal.
mask. No,
Perfectly legal.
Not if it's causing alarm to the prison
It's
staff.
perfectly legal.
Oh,
Not if
you
it's-
might have some
I'm sorry.
device, you might
Right,
have...
okay, now you're under arrest. Okay?
And the rest for what?
Under section 13 of the Criminal Procedure Scotland Act.
Right, before you put
Okay.
that on me, let me just say something to you.
Okay.
Right? Do you realise that between 0 seconds and 60 minutes, right, handcuffs on me, is 500 quid. And I've been there, done that many, many, many times. Okay? Okay?
I'm
And you'll
sorry,
be sent.
you
You'll be
completely lost me.
sent. You'll be sent for retraining at the very least.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so-
you really want to go through this?
Yes. Okay.
Go for it.
So you're now
Right,
under
guys.
arrest. Under section 1 of the Criminal Procedure.
Section what? Section 1?
Criminal Procedure Scotland Act 1995, Section 13. Let go of your paperwork so you can...
No, I'm going to put it in my pocket.
Okay, put it in
Okay.
your
Put it in
pocket,
my
that's fine. Okay.
Alright guys, been arrested.
Okay, I'll take your camera.